CP, your thoughts on Quickley in general and what he's brought lately?
Yeah, I mean, you have to love, first off, what he brings on the defensive front. You know, his defensive acumen, his IQ, his anticipation skills. Quickley's been great on that front. And, you know, being inserted as a starter in place of R.J. Barrett, he started to shoot the ball a lot better. You just hope that he's able to elevate the bench a little bit, because the bench is in desperate need of both offense and defense. And so when it comes to Quickley on the trade front, I think the Knicks would be hard-pressed to trade him, especially if you're not getting a better or comparable player in return. If you're talking about just punting for future draft capital, I think that's a hard sell for the team and to the fan base for a guy like a Quickley who's shown his versatility, his skills on the defensive end. And for a team like the Knicks, who are currently 6th in the East and looking to compete for the playoffs, Quickley's going to be important in that run.
Steve, your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with that. I think, first of all, defensively, I think that's sort of the biggest find they've had this year. You know, I thought coming into the year, obviously Brunson was going to be a huge addition. I was wrong. I thought Derrick Rose would, returning to health would be a big part of it. I think the biggest thing has been Quickley, not just the shooting. We know that since he joined the league, but the defense has gotten so much better this year. And pairing with Quentin Grimes, who basically has become the stopper defensively, those two guys have made a huge difference in this team. And I think there's sort of a job here to be done for it, figuring, we saw it last night against Indiana, figure out who's finishing games, how much you value. Grimes didn't play till the last 1:15 in the fourth quarter. You got to decide how you value his defense, versus R.J. Barrett, versus going big. I think Tom wants Quickley, Brunson, Barrett, Grimes to be part of this, and he's got to figure out how he's going to use them there. I think that's an interesting challenge for him.
Yeah, definitely an interesting challenge, Steve. On the trade front, we had noted earlier that the Knicks had taken some calls, gotten some calls on Immanuel Quickley. That was earlier this season, and obviously the way he's played recently, I'm sure a lot more teams have interest in Quickley now. But I was told that as of late, teams that have been in touch with the Knicks, got the feeling that they're not trying to gauge a market on Immanuel Quickley. They're not out there aggressively seeking conversations, looking to move him. I don't think anyone's untouchable on this roster. Obviously, you guys know that. But in terms of their willingness to listen, I think they were more willing to listen earlier in the season when we talked about it earlier than they are today. I think that tells you a little bit about where they are with Quickley, and they've got that extension potentially this offseason.